Just shut the fuck up when grown folks is talking.
What up, world? It's your boy, Coolie Main.
You got AK the Chief in the building.
You got me back, Monica.
And y'all know what it is. It's time to plug them headphones in, put the kids to bed, and let's begin to listen. It's Grownupstalk. Today we're going to talk about the demise of the black man and the family and the household. What we can do to bring them back. Let's go.
What up, world? What's going on with y'all?
Shit, what up, AK?
I can't call it. What's good, Monica?
Welcome back. What up, Monica?
Hi, guys. How are you?
How you doing? How you been?
Good.
You missed me?
Yeah, I would have had a goddamn master's degree, you know?
I know. It was
Congrats,
a long time
congrats.
coming. I had to get it.
Yeah, keep being that example.
Yes,
Keep being that example.
absolutely.
You know what I mean? But y'all know what part of the show this is. This part of the show is dedicated to you. To our fans, our supporters, our listeners. To everybody that's fucking with us on Monday as we drop those audios. And everybody that's fucking with us on Wednesday as we drop those visuals. It takes a special type of you to appreciate a special type of us. And we appreciate that.
Facts.
Oh,
You know the motto.
Yeah.
Like, share, and follow. If you didn't do it,
Do it.
Tell a friend.
And do it again,
Do that
God
shit
damn it.
again. You
And
already
y'all
know.
stop acting all fucking stink. If you got the Remy like us, pour a shot with us. Now, but if you could put our name in any search engine that you are in, Google, iHeartRadio, iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, anywhere where you could put our name in that search engine.
What
and
to do,
Grownupstalk Podcast pops the fuck up.
What to do?
I just gotta hit that motherfucking link, goddamn it. Let's go.
Alright.
wow.
What's up, bruh? Yeah. I need to take this time real quick. You know what I mean? It's always good to get this part out in the beginning because this one gonna be good. Yeah, so shout out to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. Again, 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. If you're looking for a good time, if you want to be grown up, have fun, and ain't gotta worry about no bull, go to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe. Holla at Ski Boy, the whole staff over there, all of the bartenders, security, the DJs. Go play some pool, goddammit. Go do something, have fun, be grown, have a drink, enjoy the vibes, do what you do. But before you go there, I need y'all to go to Bart and see Bart at Lane's Barbershop, you know what I mean? On Congress Ave, on the corner of Congress and Daggett. Go right there, go see Bart, you know what I mean? Holla at him, tell him Grownupstalk sent you, you know what I mean? Go get your joint edged up, go get looking all nice, and then go to 631 Middletown Ave, Middletown Cafe, and rock out. Feel me? Yeah.
Okay.
I had to, you see how I did that? I just
I saw.
burst into real quick. I mean, both black-owned businesses. Shout out to both of my
Shout out to the black-owned businesses.
Definitely.
Absolutely. They definitely get love.
March 20th, there is a gathering for all of our black fathers, for all of the fathers, period, in the communities. And I mean, it goes perfectly with this episode that we're going to talk about. So on March 20th at Lane's Barbershop, there will be a get-together for all of the families, well, for all of the fathers, trying to get the families, to get the fathers back in the household, basically. So it's going to talk about health, and I mean, it's going to talk about everything, just everything that a father could help or needs help with, like, it's going to be there. Like, just go on March 20th. Bart's Barbershop, Lane's Barbershop on the corner of Daggett and Congress. Go there. It will be food provided. Just come there, sit in, give it input, take in some knowledge. I'll be there. Shit, I don't know if AK will be there, but most likely if I'm there, AK there, come holler at us, man. Again, March 20th, Lane's Barbershop, come holler at us.
Let's get it.
Now that I got that out the way.
Pay some bills.
Monica, you have this beautiful conversation you want to have with us. This topic
I certainly do.
Oh, so important.
I certainly do. You want me to take over
Yeah,
from here?
I gotta take my shot at Remy. So
I'll take over from here then. We are going to talk about the black man's demise, the black man's death, not only in our homes, but also the legacy that our entertainers carry. It's the support of our people, the support of our black businesses, the black man's demise. And it's a deep conversation. I think we should have it.
Definitely.
Agreed.
And this is a disclaimer. I'm going to get a lot of you females mad because I'm sure you don't want to hear it, but it's best to hear it from a female's mouth versus a man's mouth.
It should be received a little bit better. We'll see. We'll see the response we get on this one.
We certainly will. So I guess I'll pop it off. So my big issue that I'm having right now, I'm just going to touch a little bit on everything, and then we can just bounce off our ideas that way.
Let's rock out. You know how we do.
So the first issue that I'm having is the females at this present moment. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I see what's happening. And I think that the media and just social media in general is now playing a huge effect on the black women and the way they look at black men. So I say that because when you scroll down, you see something very negative about the black man. Rather it's them robbing stores, rather it's them walking out of a child's life, rather it's anything that's of a negative tone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when you continue to scroll, you see all these other races doing all these wonderful things. And do I think it's mind manipulation to a degree? Absolutely.
Of course.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So you have a group of black men that are now not only struggling with police brutality that's happening, you have the judgment of other races looking at us, and now you have our own queens looking at the black men. You men can't do nothing for us. You men aren't, H-I-C-T-H. I can't even spell tonight. But, it's a problem. And when do we address that? When do we say, wait a minute, I'm no longer going to beat the black man while he's already down. Let's lift our brothers up. Let's give them the same respect we will give any other race that say they love us. When are we going to do that? So that's my first topic. My second topic, obviously, I want to talk about this R. Kelly. I called it. I want to talk about this Michael Jackson.
It was just saying.
I sure did. And I honestly want to talk about the legacy that's been happening. You don't see Harvey Weinstein getting in as much trouble as Bill. That's a gangster lean.
No, go ahead.
You don't see any of the Playboy. Think about it. Hugh Hefner. Mm-hmm. He was modeling girls at the age of 10. You don't see this stuff. You don't hear the media demeaning Elvis. Yeah, another one, 14-year-old. He preyed on 14-year-old girls, but you do not see that in the media. But let it be a black man. They all throughout the media. And then you sit there and you say, well, wow, why are you making the black man such a predator, such an evil-minded individual, yet you're calling the kettle black and you black yourself. So we have an issue.
No, yeah, I think it's bigger. It's
bigger.
It's been an issue. Like, ain't just start here. I think this awareness right here is very, very important. And I just respect the fact that you bring it to the table. Because I think it's been needed to be addressed.
Hell yeah, it's been needed to be addressed.
So, but
yeah. And another thing, because I haven't been here for some time, so I gotta get it out.
Yeah.
Another thing, and I think I also addressed this in one of our previous episodes, was to stop downing the black man. Stop yelling at the black man. Stop yelling at your baby daddies and yelling at your husbands and yelling at the dude that you consider your boo, saying they're not doing the things you want to do. It's you can't walk into a relationship.
Preach. I like to
No.
Go.
Listen, you can't walk into a relationship.
Y'all agreeing now.
Right.
You
can't, because this is true and it's been on my heart. You cannot walk. Let me tell y'all something. You cannot walk into a relationship expecting somebody to make you happy.
Right.
If you're not happy with yourself.
You're right.
You gotta love yourself first before you can love anybody else.
Right.
And we losing the concept.
Right.
We are completely lost in the concept. We rather hook up, do our little, wham bam, thank you ma'am, and then go about our way and then wonder why we so empty inside. Well, that's your reason.
it's a lot. It's layers to all of this that you're talking about.
It is.
It's definitely layers.
It is.
From just now, what you were saying is like most of the time we don't even take time to get to know ourselves again after like jumping from relationship to relationship. Might take a week. I mean, just start talking to somebody else. 9 times out of 10, you already got somebody that you've been, on a rebound or whatever, waiting for your situation to fall through or whatever, and you just jump right back into that. And you might say that it ain't official right off the bat, but you already basically been dealing with that person for a minute. But we don't give ourselves time to heal from the hurt, from the pain, or from the situations that we just walked away from. So a lot of that just carries over and gets poured into the new situations. I think us as people, period, or us as grown-ups, as adults, and it's not just our race, but period, point blank, as adults and grown-ups going from situation to situation, you need that time to rediscover yourself, get reacquainted with yourself before you jump into those type of situations. That's why a lot of that is happening in and out of relationships, though. A lot of that arguing and not satisfied with each other and all that shit because you really don't know what you want at that point. Like,
right, and I agree what you're saying, but it's deeper than just that.
Yeah, no, I know.
These women, listen, I'm not the one to tell anybody to lower their standards because my standards is not low. My standards are very high, and I'm very, I'm very open with it. But one of the things that black women do against black men is already judging. Oh, he's working a minimum wage job. Oh, he can't take care of me. Or, oh, he don't have an education. Oh, he doesn't understand. He's dumb. Or, oh, he got baby mothers. He's already, trash or wasted news or whatever have you. Yeah. That's already down in black men.
Yeah, too often we get judged by the luggage that comes with us instead of like actually seeing what created that luggage or why do we have the luggage, like what happened along the way. And a lot of times what fuck it up though is people giving sob stories and bullshit ass stories just to get along, to move along in the world or whatever. But the honest ones that's coming through and shit just happening and it's some shit that they just can't control or some shit that just got out of hand. Like some of the things you just can't hold people all the way accountable for. Sometimes life happens to people. People don't happen in life.
So let me ask you a question, both of you guys, and I'm trying to open the floor here even deeper. What is it like to be a black man? What is it like to be a black man? And think about this in different ways, right? Think about this as far as with your relationship. Think about this when you're out in the community or even when you're faced or put in a room with other successful individuals. What is it like to be a black man?
This shit is a struggle. I like no jokes, no no jokes. This shit is a struggle. Honestly, to like you said, for example, to be in a room with successful people, right? And to have, the same background of education and of some of the people there, right? Or some of the people that you may, like, say for instance, if you're applying for a job or something, and you got a bunch of different other races. I'm just give you an example.
Yeah. I want your honest opinion, but I see you're throwing examples.
Yeah, I'm just throwing an example right here, but my fault, because it's
a lot.
Let's talk about it.
I can't just give you that one. No, I am, but I can't just give you this one example and say, oh, this is what it's like being a black man, because there'll be
a lot of layers to it. It's a lot of layers to it. A black man has to prove himself daily. He go to work and prove himself that, okay, like, yo, I'm black, but I ain't stupid. And then you come home, you gotta prove yourself at home, because you got your significant other, who doesn't understand what you had to do to go to work to prove yourself, but you gotta come home and prove yourself as a man to her. Your kids, and then life in general. It's just, it's draining. To understand, it's draining, like very, very, very draining. Like,
people may think, okay, he's exaggerating, but no. If you like really sit down as a black man and really sit down and evaluate your everyday struggles, like the anxiety that the black man has just from waking up and going outside is crazy. Like, I mean, seriously, it's just ridiculous. And me personally, this is something that I was well aware of and conscious about. Like, I mean, how I guess tough we have it. I mean, and even as for a black woman, it ain't easy for a black woman
Certainly not.
As well. So,
absolutely not.
I mean, it's just tough in our race, and I mean, it fucks me up when I hear people say, I mean, when I say people, I mean people of the opposite race say, oh, get over it. Like, I mean, slavery's
That's
done,
the worst shit you could say to
us, like, you got the same opportunities that I have, or whatever the fuck the case is, whatever they say to make it feel like, oh, we just whining, or fucking, you are capable of so much more. Like, we wasn't put 10 paces behind you.
Right.
Like, I mean, like,
right.
Yeah, this shit just fucks with me, yo. And I mean, we can go deeper in, because I'm gonna be talking all night.
I think you summed it up for the most part, like the way it really is. Like, it's everyday struggle. No matter who you meet, no matter even when you come across another black man, you gotta prove yourself to him.
Right.
Like,
right.
I mean, even like, especially like for me, cause I'm light skinned.
I'm
light as fuck. Like, nah, for real. Like,
I know, you're right. You're right.
So even look at it like this. I'm not accepted by the white side of my family, or well, not of my family, but society.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not accepted that way. Like, you feel me? Like, as just a Caucasian male, I'm not accepted all the way until people find out that I'm African American. Like, I'm not accepted all the way by the black community. Like,
you look Puerto Rican though.
Exactly. Right? So because everybody say that, and I know. I mean, for the most part, Puerto Rican people is African too.
Yes, they are.
But now it's hard for me, even though I'm light skinned, because I gotta do the same shit. I gotta prove myself everywhere. Like, I mean, it don't matter where the fuck I go. I could walk down the fucking street. Either I'm walking too proper or not proper enough. Like, I mean, or like I'm talking too proper or not proper enough, or like it's always some shit. Like, you always gotta prove yourself. Like, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And it don't like it. The thing about being a black man is it don't matter your shade. It don't matter your size. It don't matter your talent. It don't matter your intellect. You're always going to be tested, no matter what level of excellence you reach in this world. It's celebrities, like you're saying. Right. Celebrities get tested all the time because
all the time
they're black. Like, you feel me? You reach too much power, and you're black and you're a man. It's hell to pay. You feel me? Mm-hmm. Or a woman, because we're not saying that none of this is applicable to women, but we're specifically talking about males at this point.
Let's stay to the topic. The women have their moment where I'm going to come out and say some stuff about women too and what we face. But the point I want to make, and I think that is good that you're saying, but women go through it too. But no, we talk so much about women. We don't talk about black men at all. We don't talk about none of the struggles. It's something that's not addressed.
We don't.
Why?
The narrative is not controlled in a way where we speak positive enough about the black man, period. It's changing. I can see that it's changing. Like, the current is definitely turning around and going back towards that way. I'm seeing a lot more positive stuff on my timeline on social media. I'm hearing a lot different stuff in the news, but it's still a long fucking way to go.
And it may be too late to start changing down, and it should already been in cycle to break us down. Because by the time everybody wake up, it shit gonna be already
because
chaos.
But think about it like this: it's like when you fully wake up from that nightmare that you've been having. You feel me? And you wake up and you realize that nightmare is partial reality, or for this is actual reality. This is not a nightmare, and you wake up where we become woke, like we saying, right? Mm-hmm. And you wake up and you realize they Ben had the head start. We feel like we catching up, but we still ain't caught up because they years and years. Their plan is still years ahead of what we have to face and what we have to knock down. Like this tree still got a large fucking chunk of us to even make a dent in knocking this shit down. Like this shit is still built. Like I don't think we should stop fighting. I think we should continue to do what we're doing. No.
Like, where you going with this?
No, I'm just saying that a lot of people think that because of the awareness right now, everybody is woke or everybody is coming back to being
it's a phase.
knowledgeable. Knowledge about
Chill, Mike. You been saying that since the first episode.
But the same thing we said when she said it last time. Like, it's a phase for some people, but for the people that's really like about it and really care about it and really trying to do something, it's still gonna be like they still strong in it, just as strong as they was then. It's just that, like we say with the media, like on a previous episode, I was talking about how you used to see on A Different World all of these different colleges or all of these young black kids in college wearing all the HBCUs on their clothes and being proud to be educated.
Not just different worlds.
But I just use that like just top of mind.
Right.
Martin, living single, like you name it.
School days.
Yeah, like it was the end thing. Like it was the end thing to be black and have knowledge. Like and somewhere along the line, media took over and said that's not cool no more. And now we're starting to wake back up. Like nah, we was on the right track. Let's go back to that and start pushing that back forward. Like,
but you know how that simple thing pushed us back so far.
Oh yeah.
That simple media gesture, when we were going forward, we might have been going forward at 100 miles per hour. But now, with everything that's going on, and I mean, we're all not blind, we see what's happening, it's pushed us back 200 miles per hour. Now we have to catch up. We have to not only add 100 miles that we were already going, but now we have to add the 200 miles on top of us being pushed back.
But think about it, even when we was going 100 miles then, we still was behind 400 miles per hour. Like, you feel me? Like, we still, like, we can't, there's going to be lapses in the growth, or there's going to be plateaus in the growth at times, but we got to make sure that when we come out of that shit, we work twice and 3 times as hard. Because like you said, like this, we're talking about the demise of the black man.
Yes. Period.
Like, I mean, in the media as a star, or in the household, point blank period, with the whole food stamps and state assistance and all that, like all of these things. Like taking away some of these jobs, like when Bostic was here, he was talking about some of the jobs that used to be around that's not around no more. They downplay trade schools, like you don't still need your hands to work. Like all of our grandparents grew up using their hands to make money, like, you know what I mean? And because they made that look, or made it less accessible to us, or made it seem as if it's less accessible to us, we became victims, or more victims to the system. Like, we rather depend on the system, or we'll see it to be easier to go and get the help from the system while they lock us, our men up, because they are selling drugs because the jobs ain't there. They gotta do all these wild type of hustles. Even to this day, even though majority of the men I know that's breaking the chains, they have jobs. They're being positive influences in their communities, but we still have to have multiple streams of income to even come close to being level with the average of the opposite race. Like, you have to work that many different jobs, and granted, we're providing, but we're still spending all of that time outside of the household trying to bring stuff into the household that we ain't even gonna be in there to enjoy, because we still gotta go get it. Like, it's still systematically there. It's just that I feel like, at least in my circle, we putting in the hard work now, and if we gotta bring our kids with us, or involve our kids into what we're doing to let them see what we're doing, we'll do that. But we're busting our ass now to make sure that we break that chain. Like, we noticed that shit growing up. Like, my circle noticed that shit growing up. But yeah, I don't know. I'm ranting, but
no. Speaking facts. I was gonna let you go, because at the end of the day, what you're saying is true. Because it started with the drugs in the 80s. You know what I mean? It was pushing the drugs. You know what I mean? All through the 80s and the 90s. Now
in the 2000s is the males using the drugs. Like all of it is just
making that shit look cool.
Right, just making that shit look cool. Bostic said that shit perfect. And I wish he was here because I would shake that man's hand for saying what he said. In the 2000s, if you didn't have a nice car or 6 cars in a lot and 7 women around you and the big dookie chains and, well, not the big dookie chains, but the big iced out chains, like, and you wasn't super flossing and got on a outfit that nobody around you that you grew up with can even come near touching if they put their money together, you weren't it. Like, you weren't the guy to look at. Like, you feel me? And because they portrayed that and they put that in front of your face more, that's what we reach for instead of digging down and staying to the foundation of education and intellect and intelligence is the key to all of that. To obtain all of that, that's what
we went about it a different way. Yeah. That's basically what happened. We went about it a different way. But I do want to touch something. I want to touch about the man in the home and the women that yell and yell and yell, and no matter
and
what, no matter what, no matter what you do, no matter what you say, you could bend backwards and do a hot flip into a cornrow or whatever have you. It's still not enough. How did our queens get programmed this way? And how does it make you guys feel as men?
Oh my goodness.
Am I coming tonight? Am I here tonight? Hello?
You here. Hey, I'm letting you in. I'm here knocking.
We definitely have to do an episode 2 of this one because there's levels to this shit for real.
Now, that is, oh my goodness. Whew. Yo, I feel like a few relationships, and I don't want to get personal, but that's the only way.
Okay.
That's the only way,
Right, yeah. You feel offended I'm talking to you. Fuck it.
But yeah, so I feel like that was some of the problem with some of the females that I've encountered. Like, no matter what the fuck I did, I done bent over backwards and folded myself and
all that shit.
Yeah, shit just wasn't enough. Like, it was more needed to be done. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, yo, I understand the the idea of progressing and evolving in a relationship and shit. So nobody want to stay stagnant in a relationship. You know what I mean? So it's always healthy to me to push your significant other to want to do better and want what's best for you and your significant other. But at the same time, if he or she is, well, he
talking about he now.
If he is doing that, right? I mean, get off my nigga back.
You say that with so much heart.
Like, get off his back, this shit is
between helping to elevate somebody and just nagging, yo.
Right.
That's a fine line. Like,
well, tell me about this fine line.
The fine line, if you know that man is going to work, he providing, he helping you with the stuff around the house, and say he paying the bills, and he working 12, 13-hour days, and he putting the food in the crib, he paying the bills, he making sure he spend time with the kids, and he just forget to wash the dishes or just forget to do the clothes. And when you come home from work, that's all there is to do. You shouldn't be on that man's back about that. Just jump right in and fill in that gap, because it take, just like he could have did it when you come home, it's your house, you could do it too. Or if he go out with his boys on this day every week or whatever, and they doing something productive, like that's what they do, and he a faithful man and he ain't doing nothing crazy, it shouldn't be nothing. It shouldn't be no nagging and no complaining, especially if in the duration of your relationship, there's never been no signs of that man stepping out. Like, if he's giving you no reason to think that he's stepping out, if he's supporting you financially, emotionally, he's helping you grow mentally, and all you got to complain about is he forgot to mop the floor or do some dishes or fold some clothes because he was tired, you got to grow up yourself, like, period. And I'm not saying that men are perfect. I'm just saying when you got a good man, you could lose a good man real fucking quick by nagging about some small dumb shit that you want. He doing 85-90% of the shit that half the men out here wouldn't even do. You come home, the dinner cooked, and like just the dishes gotta be washed because he worked all day, he spent time with the kids, he cooked, everybody ate, he left your plate in the microwave, and all you gotta do is come home, heat that shit up, and maybe wash the dishes, or let him get to it when he wake up. But they got the itis and they fell asleep. Like, what the fuck? Like, we're human. And I understand that we're looked at as the superheroes or
Yeah, that's what I was about to touch on that. I was definitely about to touch on that.
Superheroes and we're supposed to be able to do all things so mighty and but we also need support. We also understand that if we're doing something stupid and you yelling at us, that maybe she might be right and she pushing me in the right direction. But if we just nagging and nag just to have something to nag about, like, come on, man. You gotta weigh the pros with the cons in there. Like, I mean,
pick your battles.
Or you know what it be though? You know what it be sometimes? They just want some attention and they just want to hear, I love you, come here, I missed you. Like that's it sometimes. They be, but they just don't know how to say it. I be running into that shit all the time. I run into that shit all the time.
Look at AK, take it over.
I be catching it over. In the middle of that shit, be like, yo, why don't you just say you miss me? Just say that you love me. Just say that you want a hug. Just say you want some attention. Shut all that up. Like, I mean, sometimes I just find myself like, yo, I'm not gonna argue with you, but I am gonna tell you I know what the fuck you want. You need to shut up and you'll get it. Period.
Maybe I'm instigating.
I'm trying to get going.
But the facial expressions that I'm getting over here, I just gotta lean, like, get it off your chest.
I'm just trying to think if that was ever my case. Like, can I say, oh, they just needed some attention?
Especially if that shit comes right after work, or you've been at work all day.
I think it was just lagging.
You think so? Nah, because I'm not saying that it's always just what I said, but
it certainly isn't. Some women are very programmed to believe that the man is supposed to do everything. The man is literally supposed to bend over backwards, and it's never enough. So there's this portrait of a man carrying a globe or the world on his shoulder, and a woman is down looking up like, that's not enough.
Yeah.
But that's a horrible portrait. And that's why I'm asking about these black men.
The black man, like, yo, it's so like it's so deeper. That picture is powerful, right? I saw it. Like that shit. Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, don't talk about it. Get it out.
Because that's what it feels like, yo. You literally carrying the world and everybody's problems and trying to fit into this world right here, and the person that you know that you bringing the world to or doing that carrying the world for is looking at you like, nigga, like that's it. Like what?
Right,
It's the world, right? It's the world. Like, yo,
bruh.
That shit is so crazy, yo. And I know, like, I mean, at least I can say at least a good over 75% of the black male population tends to feel like that. Like, I mean, I'm talking about the working male population, not, I ain't gonna discredit anybody hustles or anything like that, but you just appreciate it that much more, and it's just that much more. I don't know. Appreciative when you gotta get up in the morning 9 to 5 and do the shit that you don't want to do, and look in the faces that you don't want to look in, and laugh with the jokes that you don't want to laugh at, and do shit like that. So yeah.
Yeah.
I was hoping for more.
I was coming, but I'm gonna let Coolie.
Because at the same time, we like he said, he not discrediting nobody that gotta get up and beat down the block just to
right. I ain't taking that away.
Shit, that's where we come from. Like, you feel me? We used to beat the block. Do what we had to do. We used to trap and all that too. But it's different. Like, it's just a difference. It's a difference.
Yeah, it's a different feeling. It's a different. Like, it's a different. You appreciate it more, bro. Like, don't get me wrong. The fast money, it's your money. You ain't trying to lose it. You ain't trying to take no L's. Like,
And we know you gotta duck the cops, you gotta duck the ops, you gotta duck.
It's too much work.
That's a lot. No,
Right.
that's a lot that come with it, and we not discrediting that.
Right. That's what you're saying. Like, but at the same time, when you go to the business that's not yours, and I mean, you look in the faces that you sometimes don't want to look in, and then you know whatever work you put in that this business is helping the person that you don't ever get to see behind the business. And I mean, he just, who knows what the hell he's doing at home or with his time, but you busting your ass for his shit
to ensure his
daily.
Kids. Yeah.
And you bend over backwards and you do this shit, blood, sweat, tears, daily. Now I mean, to build his corporation or his business or whatever you doing. I mean, if you ain't working for, a black business, then you building somebody else's.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Know what I mean? So that shit right there is a struggle in itself. And to know that, the shit that you doing right here, if you don't figure something out, that your kids will be doing the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you gotta, this shit is just, it's just built to keep us the fuck down. Like, like all that shit that you.
Or is it?
No, it is because
okay.
There's ways you can work within it to.
Right.
I was gonna say there's certain
come out of it.
Mm-hmm.
But even when you get to the level where you feel that you out of it, you still not out of it.
And then it's the mass majority rule. So the few, it's like the few little bit of diamonds that sprinkle through the screen. There's still a bunch of clogged up dirt that's still not even filtering through the screen. Mm-hmm. But we all came from the same minerals, the same.
You feel me?
The same fucking place. So and they get tossed right back into the dirt.
Right.
Yeah, and they get tossed right into the home where the woman
because in
destroys
the analogy
you.
for those for those who can't break down that analogy, he's basically saying if you coming from them same minerals and you're not seen as a valuable mineral or as valuable coming out of there, then they toss you back to the rest of it and you just discard it. That's basically what it is. That's basically all it is.
It tossed back into the home of the nagging woman.
And by all means, I'm not saying at all that you gotta be 100%.
Oh no!
Submissive.
No! I'm not saying that.
Barefoot and all
No,
that.
we're not. And that's the thing. And I think that when we talk about these issues, that's what most women think. That's why I said this is gonna get people mad. We're going to the extreme, but you sit down and think about it.
Me knowing you, I know that's not what you mean, so that's why I can agree. Like you ain't taking that shit.
I'm not trying to take anything away from the woman. What I'm trying to do is educate women on building healthier relationships. I want them to see.
We need the women to see that, and whoever watching this shit, women, listen to this.
Get it out.
This is my first time ever y'all telling me to listen to Monica.
I think it's because I just came back. I honestly think that. No, but for real, seriously, I think that most women, when they hear somebody talk about this, they're like, oh, she's trying to tell us to lower our standards, or she's trying to tell us to be submissive to a man. I mean, if he ain't, whatever, then why should I be with him? Why should I lower my standards? But while you're screaming on, are you thinking about your standards? Are you thinking about what you're giving to the black man? Are you thinking about what you're contributing to the family or contributing to the home? Or better yet, contributing to just that mental health of the black man? Let's sit there and think of that.
Shit.
I'm telling you, this shit got so many layers to it because, like I said, we really didn't even touch on
it's time.
the 80s. Like, we didn't even touch on, like, from the era, we from the 80s. We born in the 80s, like, you feel me? Mm-hmm. And raised in the 90s. So we seen the effects of the drug, coming into the community, taking over, and everybody and their mother was a drug dealer, and it was either you sold drugs or you made minimum wage, which back then was like $3, $4, $5, maybe $5 an hour. Like, whatever it was probably like $3 or $4 an hour back then.
$5.15.
Or $5.15.
Yeah.
You feel me? And we live in Connecticut, so imagine the rest of the country, like, but basically making pennies, like to do that, like, and everybody getting rich off of selling all of these drugs that I know a lot of people are gonna say it's a conspiracy, but shit, if you really research it, the government put that shit here, put it in our hands, and had us push it out and showed us that this is the only way to get rich and level the playing field and all that. But I mean, we've seen the
prime example of the demise of a black man.
Right.
We're getting somewhere.
They set it up for us to. I mean, they put it there for us to as bait for us to basically catch these charges, end up, spending most of our lives in jail, or arguing over these blocks that's gonna be here when we long gone, and acting as if we own it and we ain't got a piece of real estate on it, like, and coming to these wars and taking each other out and taking ourselves out of the household point blank. And then you come into the 90s and it's the same shit for the most part, but it's trickling down and it's becoming more about being an entertainer and having flashy shit and all of that. Like, I don't know. I don't. That's the way I seen it. Like, in my eyes, when I walked outside, that's what I was seeing. Like, either you was selling drugs or you was clowning for going to get a 9 to 5. And if you had a 9 to 5, you was disrespected a lot more than you was disrespected for being out on the block pushing and trapping, like chasing down fiends. That's the way I seen it when I was growing up. And damn near every woman on the block was on some type of system. Some type of assistance.
So yeah, I think that's just the average story. It ain't cool to go to school.
Right.
That's awful.
Or you too cool for school.
Right.
So,
but I think that's something that we gotta, as adults now, and seeing exactly what the fuck we was thinking. Well, seeing what we wasn't thinking as a youth, right? And seeing shit, cause you gotta think. Our kids will see the same thing. Like, our parents did the best for us to, not see no bullshit or want the best, at least for ourselves, right? So, what we saw around us to manipulate us, wasn't controlled by our parents, because when you step outside, you go to school and you talk to your friends and you hear what they got to say about the world, and you go to their house and you see what the fuck, like, oh, this nigga got keys, like you kind of get drawn in if you're around it, or for the people that's strong enough to say, yo, all right, I come from this kind of background. I ain't raised like that, and I'm in the book, regardless of how many niggas clown me. Right. How much pussy that I don't get right now. Right. I'm gonna keep my head down and my nose in the books and shit. Right. Now you got hard-headed little niggas like us. You got hard-headed little niggas like us that, oh no, we're not gonna tolerate not getting no pussy. Right. We're not gonna tolerate not being fresh. We're not gonna tolerate, just not being dumb niggas. Like, oh no, we ain't gonna tolerate that shit. Yeah. And that's the wrong way to proceed with fucking life at that age. Right. Because we just going after this materialistic.
I'm glad you're
materialistic. Just eye candy and shit like that. Just shit. Distractions, exactly. So when the whole time, our peers, I'm talking about, Billy and Peter and Bob and them on the other side in the suburban, they in school, they in class. Right. They competing intellectually instead of materialistically. Like,
because all that stuff come later.
Right. They can compete when they grown. So where the fuck are we still on the block and they driving past and they Corvettes and shit like that.
Right. cause Lil Theodore and them, they grew up with, Alvin and all the chipmunks, they grew up seeing that shit. They grew up seeing that shit. Like,
The chipmunks.
yeah, for real. Alvin and all the chipmunks, like, they grew up seeing that. If it wasn't the BMW, it was the newest Honda Accord, or, he always worked, or their food was always straight. Like, they was in, like you said, in the suburbs. Like, they didn't have to worry about none of the materialistic shit, because their parents was taking care of that shit for them. Like, they didn't have to.
But even if, listen, I think the materialistic things wasn't a priority to them. Like, because I can remember, and I'm pretty sure you can too, just seeing Theodore and Alvin and them niggas. Theodore and Alvin niggas, like, still the same beat up Nikes.
Yeah,
and,
I'll be looking at that shit now though. I'll be checking for, people feet, like, and I look at our people, everybody got on fly shit. And then I look at, the other races and that got mad bread. I know they got bread, they own businesses and shit, and they got on the same sneakers they got on for like 2 years, bro.
Facts.
They done changed the soles on the inside soles and all that shit. They done changed all that, like, put the Dr. Soul shits in there to make them comfortable again. Like, they keeping it, like, you feel me? And they putting their money up on other shit. We worried about, I gotta have the flyest jeans, the coolest shirt, the dopest sneakers. Like, my fitted gotta match everything. Like, I had to look at the camera real quick. Grownupstalk critics. We worried about that. Like, and that it just, these type of conversations just always remind me. And I know I said this shit mad times on mad episodes, but my mom always told me growing up, like, yo, don't become a man of this world, become a man in this world. And sometimes I lose sight of that shit. Like, you feel me? I definitely do. I'm not perfect with keeping that shit, as close to me as possible. But these conversations, it reminds me, like, you can either be the customer or you could be the company owner. Like, and I'd rather be the company owner. And I always kind of had the mindset, I just didn't know what avenue I was going to take to get there. Some turbulence on the way, but now I know, like, you feel me, at the age I'm at now, I know better. And we all say, had I known then what I know now.
Yeah,
but that's why we got kids and we just got to instill it in them. Like,
right, you're 100% right.
Speaking from a black man point of view, Coolie, I don't know if you suffer from it, but, like, it was something inside of me, right, that, kind of held me back because I was black. Don't get me wrong, I want to give it my all and prove to you that, it can be done. But that sometimes that was the shit that fueled the fire. Like, the fact that, niggas, this shit can't be done by a black person, or it ain't usually done by a black person, or it ain't cool to do this. Like, I don't know, like, it's always that peer pressure in the back of your head for your every little step. Is you gotta choose it wisely. Like, because you could be it or you could just be
nah.
right.
Yo, you could prove them right or prove them wrong.
But then even that can cost you, because you get too deep in the game and you trying to get too deep and trying to be it. The dudes on the other side that you trying to prove that you it too, that don't like them dudes, right, coming for you. Right. Even you don't got nothing to do with it. And I'm gonna say it like this and put it in layman's terms. All right, you got the A gang and you got the B gang, and you got just a regular old Joe. Regular old Joe, he going to the A gang. He just making the A gang laugh, joke. He just keeping them happy or whatever, because that's his neighborhood. That's what he used to seeing every day. Yeah. He don't know nothing else. He don't see the B gang. He know that the A gang don't get along with the B gang, but he don't got nothing to do with that. So, but the B gang, when they see the A gang, they see the average Joe with the A gang chilling, laughing, joking. So when the B gang come and they come for the A gang, and even if the average Joe is just not even with the A gang, they could, consider him affiliated or whatever. and everybody know about the peer pressures of I mean, gang initiation and all that in the hood. And this shit ain't just about gangs. It's your neighborhood, period. Right. I mean, your neighborhood itself isn't a big gang like, let's say, the Bloods or the Crips, but I mean, everybody got them little neighborhoods that, I mean, you can't go this side and you can't go to that side and shit. I mean,
if you do, be prepared for it all.
Right, and I mean, I done lost some friends to the battle. Definitely. I mean, so the shit is shit like that. Even shit like that, even losing friends, I mean, becomes something that you take with you in the rest of your life to, I mean, as a burden. Like, I mean,
you just carry those, because we also can't be showing that we weak. Like, we can't show emotion. Like,
right.
Yo, you know how many times when I done came up and said, hey, yo, first of all, because I'm light-skinned, this is even worse, because light-skinned niggas is known to be emotional. You feel me?
You said it.
But, no, I'm just saying, like, it
is
what it is. Like, I mean, light-skinned niggas is known to be emotional, like, you feel me? So if I say something offends me, or I go to stick up for myself on something, it's like, oh, here go this sensitive nigga. Like, it ain't, I'm sensitive, my nigga. It's like, yo, I'm not tolerating the disrespect. That shit irks me, and if you keep doing it, it's gonna trigger something that's gonna make you regret doing that shit. Like, cause I have a short temper.
Because I'm coming out.
I'm just saying. See the light skin coming out. Look, but nah, it is like, even I know I've been in mad situations with bro. Like, I mean, and me and AK, sometimes AK is quicker to jump on some shit that I might even brush her off. Like, nah, my nigga, we can't let that slide. Off what they had. And it's mad, and sometimes I could say AK for myself. Sometimes I can't. Like, you know what I mean? But I know, like, to dive in, because we always gotta be on guard. You know? And somebody asked me that recently. They was like, yo, I'll be ready for it. It was like, yo, why you take yourself so serious? Because I know the rest of the world don't. Like, the rest of the world don't take us serious, period. We're a laughing stock to them. We're just, I mean, we are what they portray us to be with the blackface. To them, that's how they see us. Like, they literally showing us how they see us. Like, in their eyes, we are just a bunch of people that's loose, wild animals, predators, want to fuck all the women in the world, and just prey on everything. Like, that's all we want to do. We don't want to progress. We don't want to become, because I don't believe our people are naturally materialistic. Like, you feel me? We're more spiritual people. We're more grounded spiritually and morally.
We're from the earth.
Right. Like, you feel me? Like, we're more in tune that way. And they try to make it like, oh, it's materialistic. Like, they lock us down with that here, or spread it across. I ain't been through too many countries in the world, but I mean, they make it like it's different. When I went to the Bahamas, it felt peaceful as fuck over there. Granted, I don't know the politics over there. Granted, I know there's some oppression over there. Granted, I know it's not as good as it felt being over there, but it felt good. Like, the people that was taking us around and showing us, they was just like us. Like, you feel me? They was our people, and they was showing us. We had no white tour guides, like, none of that. Like, they was out there working for the tour company and taking us on tour, working for tips, and I mean, driving us through, showing us the shit. But the shit they was showing us just was like, yo, they live like this over here. Like, look, what? The trouble will get in for just fruit if it hang over your fucking fence and you walk in the street and you homeless, or you just walk in the street and you hungry, you can grab the fruit because it's hanging in the street. It belongs to the public now. You could just grab it, wipe it off, and eat it. Like, simple shit like that. You go to jail. They stole my fruit. Like, just simple little freedoms like that. Like, I don't know, man. I know that shit might not mean a lot.
No, it means everything.
Some people, but that shit meant a lot to me. Like,
yeah, I believe our country now, because of the people that run our country, I mean, believe they are entitled to so much that, that it makes us look like, as a country, like a toddler, like a petty little toddler that got a tantrum. Yeah, shout out to the 1738 temper tantrum and shit. No, I mean, that's what our country reminds me of, and I don't know if it's the leader right now.
I think it's always been that way, but it's always been hidden. It's always been that way. It's just been more concealed. And now that we have other figures and things happening, you can see the difference. You see the difference between a man that's getting 45 years for lying and I think 45 years for lying. Do you see a man that's getting 47 months for lying?
Yeah. And then you see the woman going to jail for 12 years for trying to have her son go to a better school. And then you got...
see somebody get probation.
Yo, like, even I know, like, at some point I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
So I just watched the press conference where they brought 50 people all throughout the nation for this whole shit with the college scandal.
College scandal, yeah.
So they were saying... Majority of this year, most of last year, they were saying that. I mean, there was a lot of lawsuits being brought up against universities from Caucasian students saying that African American students are taking up their spot, or I mean, minority students, period, are taking up their spots, and they're eligible. They're more than all this and that. And lo and behold, it's not the African American students. It's not the minority. It's your fellow people paying off these fucking people to lie on these tests. Now, you mean to tell me the average child in the hood growing up, their family is able to pay somebody to fake a test 15 racks minimum to 75 racks maximum for every child that they got coming out that motherfucker that's getting accepted to 7 and 8 different goddamn colleges.
You mean I gotta pump your brakes? I gotta pump your brakes.
What you mean?
You gotta pump your brakes. That's the education episode, and I think that's gonna be a big episode.
I'm just saying.
But I'm just saying.
That goes to like to being black. Period. Like I mean, a lot of these middle class or upper class Caucasian teenagers, or I mean, young adults, they coming up and they thinking that they can pay their way through, or when they go take these tests, their parents is finding out that they not as smart as they think they is because they went and spent all this money on that schooling, and somebody scored a fucking 22 on the SAT. How the fuck you scored 22 on the SAT, bro? First of all. Second of all, they not understanding. I think it was Charlamagne that said that shit. When you born into having everything, you worry less. Your hunger ain't as strong as somebody coming from nothing. You gotta fight for everything. So we're studying 3 and 4 times harder. We're staying up and losing 3 or 4 extra hours of sleep at night to make sure when our SAT come across, we getting as high as we can to get as good as we can. Is this fucking education. So if I get accepted to 7 fucking schools, best believe I work 7 fucking schools as hard to get here.
Or 17 schools.
Or 17 schools. Like, you feel me? I worked hard enough to get into 17. So 7 is good. But I feel like I should have probably gotten more. Or probably got more, like, my test scores was probably good enough to get into even more. But I got 7. Or I got $6 million in scholarships. And, I mean, you mad because you didn't study as hard and you failed your fucking test. I aced the fuck out of this shit. And now I'm shining and the news got me all over everywhere.
Saying you cheated.
Yeah, saying I cheated. But my parents ain't paying 15, right?
If you ask me, this whole shit is just, well, I'm pretty sure y'all would agree too, but this whole shit is just rigged. You know what I mean?
Bro, but this shit lets you know further. This shit is rigged, bro.
No, right. Like you see the education. Now, that right there is just setting the future up to fail to me. Like you putting some people that don't belong in school. Well, not in school, but just don't belong to that school. Right. Rather, you ain't as smart as...
Or don't even care about going to school.
Yeah, because they dropped out. But I want to reel you guys back in, because we getting on that education. We got to reel you guys back in. And I still want to talk about the demise of the black man.
Okay.
How
scared are you guys to be black?
I'm not scared at all.
See, that's you know the thing is, I honestly think that when you grow up and you become a black man, because you had to be a black boy first. When you grow up and you become a black man, right? And I mean, you had a chance to experience life, and I should say, it ain't about being afraid of being black. I think the fear is probably just not being able to survive, or not being able to provide, or not being able to just stay afloat. Cause it's bigger than being black. We established that. We know I'm black. Right. But can I eat out here? Can I live out here?
Can I go
That's
to
the
the
fear.
store
Right.
and come back home safe?
Right.
Can I stand outside of my barbershop and have a conversation with somebody without being harassed? Can I drive my fucking car and not get pulled over and fear for my fucking life? The moment I see a car,
I go to my best friend's house and chill. I'm as a black boy, I can't even do that.
Right, we couldn't walk down the fucking street to go to the fucking store to get a bag of chips.
Listen, my house is 2 houses down from Coolie crib.
Oh, yeah, I'll never forget this.
2 houses down from Coolie crib. Now don't get me wrong, it's a couple people there that don't even live there at my house or Coolie crib.
Right.
Know what I mean? So it's a couple other people there. We just gonna get Coolie. That's it.
That's it.
We can't even do that. The police harassing, just on the bullshit, just because we outside of his house. Just young kids, teenagers.
Right.
Innocent.
Right.
Literally innocent at the time.
Wasn't doing shit. Literally playing ball.
That's it.
We wasn't trapping. We wasn't doing nothing. We wasn't even smoking at that time. Nothing.
Maybe not that day.
Okay. Okay.
But
just say.
But yeah, man.
Real shit. Just sitting in front of the crib at my house. Y'all live here. Our aunt Nikki had to. Y'all leave them boys alone. Them boys ain't doing nothing. Them boys sitting on the porch minding their own goddamn business. They teenagers. Leave them the fuck alone. They don't even look like they doing nothing wrong. Y'all just up here fucking with them. Legit spazzing on the police. Aunt Nikki went to bat. I remember one time we was going with my mother to the grocery store, and we come out the house, and they is AK, our brother SK, and I think it was our brother Cash was standing on the porch waiting on me and my mom to come downstairs. So my mom go down, I'm locking the door, and the police asking her for her ID, asking them for their ID, who live here. She's like, we ain't gotta answer nothing. Just had to buck on them real quick. These are my nephews. Where I go, they go. I answer nothing, they answer nothing. Legit, just because they were standing on the porch. It's crazy. The shit we gotta go through. And I know some people gonna hear this shit, those are isolated situations, and always trying to make minimal of what the fuck we saying is the actual issues. And always acting like the same thing we gotta deal with. Whenever we say something is an issue. That's just one time. It just happens this time. Or what happened to lead up to that? And it's a fucking issue, bro. We saying it's an issue,
But the thing is, the people that's saying or have a problem with us even complaining don't even have to worry about that.
Right.
They don't know.
It's not a complaint, by the way. These are facts.
Right.
That's not a complaint.
Right. But they're complaining for us. Well, you're right.
That's facts.
Right. We're just speaking facts. It ain't no complaint.
It's not a complaint.
But and I think that's why they get so upset and they don't get so bent out of the shit, because they don't understand. They drive to work every day without worrying about being put over. They walk down the street and go to their friends' houses without having that problem. So they don't see how we see it.
They definitely don't, bro. They definitely don't. And then they look at the gang violence and all that, and they neglect the fact that when the Bloods and the Crips started, they was there to protect the neighborhoods. You feel me? Mm-hmm. They wasn't there to beef with each other. They was there to protect the neighborhoods from the injustices being done to our people by the police. You feel me? And it became the bullshit it became, or it became the rivalry it became, because of the help of the government. They came in look at this shit. Look at this shit. I was reading an article, right? Now, call me a conspiracy theorist or whatever you want to call me, right? But they're saying is black man killing black man crazy in Chicago, right? Mm-hmm. at some point, don't you think those numbers would be dropping wild crazy if it's really the way they saying it is? Like they literally they were showing footage or showing evidence of ways it could be white males dressed up in fucking.
I actually seen that.
Yeah,
like,
dressed up with full masks and shit, blackface,
like,
and out there
like some
committing the crimes or doing shit just so they could say it's a black person doing it. Like
it just sounds better with the media.
It
sounds better with the media. Anytime you just destroy a black man's character, it just sounds better for the media.
And it's not to say that there isn't black on black crime.
No, there
I'm
isn't.
just saying that you gotta believe, or you can't all the way neglect the fact that it's heightened or influenced or being what's the word I'm looking for? But the agenda is being pushed by other powers or other people or other races. I mean, it's not just us. We don't hate each other that much. It's not. I don't think it's that crazy that the way they be making it look. Like I can't believe that.
Or is it?
I can't believe that.
Or is it? I mean, I'm not here to say tomato, but or is it? I mean, just speaking about New Haven, Connecticut and New York, I noticed that New York artists come here, they get mad love. Connecticut artists stay here, and they get no love. However, if they go to New York, they get love, or go anywhere else, they get love.
There's a saying for that.
I mean, it's
those who are closest to the light actually are blinded by the beauty in it, and those who are further away from it see it better. Like,
of course.
So that's what it is. A lot of people don't understand the beauty and the talent that we have here because we're so close to it. It's on us every day. It's right here. Like that's why so many New York artists come to Connecticut. Because it's not New York. Like you feel me? They might not be popping in New York, but they come down here and they popping. So they come down here, they get their rep up, and I mean they get us talking about them, then they go back home. Well, I got everybody in Connecticut going crazy on me. Like,
I don't know how true it is, but I think I saw a Young M.A. She was talking about some shit.
Yeah, that's true. She sure did.
She was saying like, yo, in order to pop from New York, you gotta come
to Connecticut. You gotta hit Connecticut in order to pop. But listen, let's talk about the main event. Let's talk about this Michael Jackson.
You know,
I built you guys up.
We're gonna jab at this one. We got a little bit of time.
Yes, let's end it off strong here. Let's talk about this Michael Jackson. He's being dug up for DNA testing at this, from what I've heard.
I just seen something that they threw up the case that that dude. I seen some shit pop up.
No, he's definitely being dug up. We have Bill Cosby.
Yeah.
We have R. Kelly.
Right.
R. Kelly somehow is getting money. How is it that he's able to pay these bills? Who is so friendly?
It's actually women coming to his rescue. Yeah.
Wowzers! But let's talk about it.
$100,000, and one of the women took out her kids' college fund or some shit like that. Some crazy shit.
No, she got a settlement for wrongful death for her.
Wrongful death. Okay,
she took $100K out of that and bailed him out.
Nigga. I don't know what he did.
But
let's talk about it. About it. Look at these great artists. Even Prince. You know, I feel some type of way. Prince right now, he's no longer looked at for the this artistry that he brought in, the music he brought in. He's looked at as a crackhead.
Because they gotta diminish.
Destroy.
They gotta diminish, destroy, and
the depth of the black man.
The black man, period. Because that man came out and told everybody, don't be a slave to the music industry.
Right.
Because that man bought all of Sony's, he owned all of Sony's catalog for music. He owned all of their powerful shit. And he said it once he bought it. His interviews, is clips of him talking, saying that they're trying to kill me ever since he got. Like he was straight before he got and purchased Sony's catalog of music and owned the masters to all of that shit and basically had them by the balls. He was straight as an artist. Nobody said nothing about Michael Jackson.
Yeah. Because I was just about to say, Prince did the same thing.
Michael Jackson got that catalog. He owned the Beatles catalog. All of the people that were signed to Sony, he owned all of that shit. As soon as he got that, he became too powerful. They had to start drugging him. they had to start throwing these cases at him. Now, I wasn't there. I wasn't nowhere around. I grew up seeing this shit on the news. I don't know if he did or did not do it, but it's quite funny how all of this shit started coming out about him after that happened. It's just all conspiracy, yo.
My thing is this. Now, who fault is it? Now, is it?
It's the parents' fault.
Exactly. That's my point. Don't jump.
I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. I did that last week too.
Yeah. Now, who fault is it, right? So, Coolie says the parents' fault. Fuck my shit up. so right. You know, it's up to the parents to decide if the kids can stay the night at Michael Jackson's crib. It's up to the parents to decide if the kids can even go to R. Kelly's studio. But it ain't the choice of the woman that's being enjoyed by Bill Cosby. Let me stop.
It's not, listen, you're right, it's not, but you have to remember, all these allegations started coming out with Bill Cosby as soon as he started trying to move some things around. Oh, don't think that Michael Jordan is not about to come up on some allegations too. And it seems as if that the more successful the black man is in the light of the media, they find some type of way to dehumanize them or make them feel, or make it seem as if they're more of a danger or a problem for our society versus them actually doing good out in the world. I don't know how no one's not looking at the pattern and seeing it.
It's like I said, when you become too powerful or too knowledgeable about anything, and you're spreading the knowledge or you're putting it out there or you're putting yourself in a position to break the chain and take back the narrative and make it the way it's supposed to be, or at least level the playing field, that's when you become too dangerous for them. That's when, the powers to be start saying we got to do something about this. Because if we don't, we can't control what we need to control to keep them in line for our plan. Period.
Mm-hmm. It seems like every legacy.
And I know a lot of this shit is, people going to say it's conspiracy. People going to hear this shit and they're going to say whatever the fuck they're going to say. But when you got to look at the truth of the situation and the facts of the situation, like point blank period. Truthfully, he owned all of that shit. Like, the fact is, he owned all of that shit from Sony, the catalog. And then that's when all of this shit started coming out. Before all of that, when he was just Billie Jean, when he was just Thriller, nobody was saying none of that shit. Nobody was worried about him. He was just the guy that had Neverland and had the monkey as the friend and all of that. And we did all these songs with Quincy Jones, and that's who he was then.
Do you know what they're saying about Quincy Jones?
Yeah, they've been saying about Quincy Jones too. But the point is, the higher up, that's why I was saying, no matter how successful you get, it's a certain level of knowledge and it's a certain level of power that you can get as a black man, period. And you see, Michael Jackson was lighter than me, and he ran into the problems. He tried to change his skin color, it didn't matter. Like, he still, at the end of the day, was a black man. Like, and he had too much power, too much knowledge, and they had to do something about it. Period. Y'all think Dick Gregory was an old crazy man, and he just was renting on and all that? If y'all want, y'all better read that man's book. Y'all better listen to them interviews. That man is telling y'all what the fuck is really going on. Y'all best to know. This shit is definitely.
Y'all best to know.
Y'all best to know.
Listen, she got set up.
We definitely gonna have to do a part 2, because this shit, like I said, this topic has a lot of layers to it. It's a lot of layers to it, and we're not gonna be able to knock it all out in this one episode. So,
right.
So,
barely even scratch the surface.
Right, yo. Like, we hit on some things, but yeah, we definitely gonna have to have you come back, and we're gonna have to nail this episode too.
We'll see.
Stop playing with it. Yeah, but I need y'all to take away from this episode that, granted, they're trying to cause the death of the black man or the demise of the black man and the families and the households. It's up to us to go along with it or
our
to fight against
queens
it.
to stand up behind our men.
It's gonna take support, togetherness, and unity to make that not happen. I am Coolie Main. You can find me everywhere under the name of Coolie Main. If you can't find me there, you can find me under anything Grownupstalk.
You already know the motto.
Yeah.
Like, share, and follow.
Yeah.
If you didn't do it,
Do it.
Do it tell a friend, and do that shit again. This is AK the Chief signing off, checking out. And you can find me on anywhere. Grownupstalk. If you can't find me there, you can definitely
anywhere.
Find me on anywhere Grownupstalk.
Well, guys, I just want to say thank you for the warm welcome back.
Yeah,
I am going to let
definitely.
you guys know that this is not something that's permanent because I know a lot of people want me back.
They miss you, they know.
They
but
miss me, but they also know that I have things going on outside. So
Definitely.
I just want to
Career
say,
woman.
very much so. But I just wanted to
That's
say,
real Grownupstalk.
you know, I can't tell you guys where to find me, but continue to subscribe and listen to Grown-Ups Talk and
Right.
continue to just gain that support and just continue to have people listen to us.
That's what it is.
For you guys, AK and Coolie Main.
That's it.
Keep
See,
the dream alive, keep the hope alive, talk to us grown, subscribe.